Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star Part 216 based on novel. So let's start. Through God Country teleportation and the living ship traveling through the dark universe, it took about half a month for Luo Feng to reach where Devil Hand Emperor was. Luckily I had Chen Chen. Luo Feng was surprised. My other 11 slaves are all other race warriors. Only Chen Chen is human, and other than the 3 soul slaves he has other weaker undyings, where many of them were humans too. Human undyings have many markers around humanity's territory. Hence, it's easy to teleport via their God Country. At least I can reach any universe country easily within humanity's territory. And with my other race slaves, I can easily rely on them to reach the distant regions of the universe too. It would save a lot of flying time. Luo Feng was happy, discovering the advantages of having more slaves. The longer one lived, the more one has explored, the more the markers were left around. Chen Chen and the others had painstakingly left many markers all around, and now they were all for Luo Feng to use. Master, we are about to engage in universe travel. The living ship slowed down to a stop, flying out of the dark universe and back to the actual universe. Devil Hand Star. Luo Feng stood in the living ship's control room and gazed at the vast space. Under the glare of a huge star, a green life planet was giving off powerful life energy ripples. According to the information from the Virtual Universe Company, his nest is here. And half a year ago, he had connected to the virtual universe while his marker was right here. Luo Feng frowned at the green planet. The virtual universe wasn't all-knowing, they could at most give as much information as they could get. Luo Feng, let me out. Barbata's voice resounded within his mind. Come out. Luo Feng let Barbata out of his world ring. He was draped in black armor, and his face was masked, revealing red blood crystal-like eyes. He was about 1.45 m, like a child with 2 gold horns on his forehead. This was Barbata with the heart of evolution. Luo Feng's earnings in the outer region wars were huge. Hence, he bought one for Barbata, allowing him to finally have the chance to train and evolve. As for his ARM computer, that was the subsidiary AI Barbata made. I want to see that Suo Luo Pu die. Barbata gritted his teeth. Okay, but you have to stay by my side. Luo Feng said. HM. Barbata nodded, as his eyes were filled with hatred. Even though he had recognized Luo Feng as his master at Domain Lord level, he was a living AI with emotions. His old master had brought him around for long periods of time, allowing him to evolve from a normal AI to a living AI, who Yangbo was like a father to him. Let's go. The cloud contact armor swiftly wrapped around Luo Feng. A glaring gold armor that covered even his face appeared. Luo Feng was like a gold-armored man. The Shouwu wings were kept within his body. From the appearance alone, no one was able to identify who he was. Asterisk 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 asterisk. He kept the ship. The black-armored man and the gold-armored man teleported straight to the atmosphere of the green planet. Why aren't you entering? Barbata asked anxiously. Let me check on the accurate location before making my move. Luo Feng used his large scanner to sweep the entire planet. Barbata was stunned. Luo Feng, I've lost control. Ha, it's extremely rare for a living AI to lose control. This means that emotions have affected your judgment. Luo Feng laughed. It's a good thing. Barbata was filled with hatred. Luo Feng didn't really feel it, as he had never interacted with Hu Yangbo before. With no connection, all he had was respect for his elder. He must be on this planet. Barbata muttered within over and over anxiously. Found him. Luo Feng suddenly said. On this planet? Barbata was happily surprised. Right, on this planet, and from my scan, he should be heavily injured. Luo Feng said. His large scanner was advanced enough to avoid detection by Devil Hand Emperor. Heavily injured? Who cares, we must kill him. Barbata pushed. Let's go. Let's go see him. Barbata brought Barbata and teleported, entering the core of the planet. The star field around this planet was a forbidden place within the Gu Lun universe country. Several super families within the universe country knew that this space was taken by a powerful Undying. And since this Undying didn't have too much ambition, only taking up 9 galaxies within the star field, no one dared to mess with him. The core of this star field was Devil Hand Star. The Demon Emperor has been in a bad mood recently. Be careful not to make him angry or you'll lose your lives. An Undying said to a group of lady staff. Yes. The most intelligent and beautiful women chosen from the 9 galaxies around were all trembling within. For the past 1,000 years, the Demon Emperor had been in a bad mood. Any little bit of aggravation would result in tragedy. Go on in. The Undying ordered. Over 800 ladies all lifted their dishes and went into the palace. The deeper they went, the more they trembled. Finally they reached within the hall. When only half of the group entered, they heard a cold voice. Devil Hand Emperor. The voice was ice cold. A formless pressure spread throughout. Over 800 ladies couldn't help but kneel down. The terrifying pressure caused main managing Undying to actually kneel too. My God, what terrifying pressure. This is over 100 times stronger than when the master was at his peak. Just who is this? Where did such a warrior come from in the Gu Lun universe country? Rumble. The roof of the palace was torn right off, as a grey silhouette rushed into the sky. A gold silhouette floated there, kicking the grey silhouette. The law-infused kick made the grey silhouette instantly spit out gold blood, flying backwards until he landed on the broken palace. This evil-looking man had a head of an eagle. He was dressed in grey armor. The Undying kneeling within the palace was shocked at the scene, thinking, teleportation? That gold-armored man can teleport? It's over for the master. Countless staff within the palace knelt, some looking up secretly at the scene of the invincible Devil Emperor being defeated so easily. That gold silhouette was shining bright above. Teleport? Devil Hand floated in mid-air, looking up at the gold-armored man and bowing respectfully. Greetings, Lord. If you can teleport, you should be an Emperor Pinnacle. How have I offended you? Please tell me, I will do my best to repay you. If that's still insufficient, then you can take my life. Luo Feng gazed down at him, his voice booming. You sure understand formalities. Since you can teleport, it means I cannot escape at all. Even if I'm at my peak, it would still be far from your strength. What's more, I'm heavily injured now. With my strength lost, you can easily kill me. What should I do? I can only do my best to survive. If I can't, then I can only submit. He was incredibly respectful. Luo Feng's voice boomed. All the staff below could hear him. Devil Hand wasn't afraid of humiliation. He spoke directly, and his voice spread around. Obviously he wanted to display sincerity. As for the staff below, HMPH, those staff that have seen me like that, as long as I can survive, I'll kill all of them. Devil Hand thought within. How come the Demon Emperor is like his servant? Just who is this gold-armored man? He's much stronger than the Demon Emperor. Countless staff didn't know the danger they were in. Kill, Luo Feng, kill him. Barbata communicated to Luo Feng. Please state how I offended you. I'm clueless as to how it happened. Devil Hand said respectfully. Luo Feng gazed at him. It's useless to struggle. I'll tell you, you will definitely die. I? Devil Hand's eyes had a look of fear. Just as he was about to speak, Luo Feng had already appeared before him, wielding a thorn. This was a Famo poison-coated cloud contact vine thorn. Luo Feng used it to stab forward. It pierced through the armor straight into Devil Hand's body, after which, gold blood was spilt as it dripped down. Devin Hand's body was corroded by the poison, his eyes filled with fear. After which, he crumbled along with the gold blood, leaving only the armor and world ring that fell before it was swiped away by a black silhouette. The black silhouette stopped beside Luo Feng. It was Barbata. It's over. He wielded the armor, his blood crystal-like eyes with a complex gaze, over 60,000 years. Luo Feng looked at him, not interrupting. Boss, do you see this? Devil Hand is dead. He's dead. Back then you entrusted the inheritance to me. I didn't dare tell him who the enemy was. I'd never expect to be able to take revenge. You've been avenged. He had no resistance at all. Back then he had chased us for so long. But against Luo Feng, he was so weak. Barbata muttered. Luo Feng had completely shut off all sound around them with his spirit energy. His mini-scanner jammed any signals too. Luo Feng did all this while patiently waiting for Barbata to recover. Barbata muttered and released his emotions, which were suppressed for tens of thousands of years. The pain from his master's death, the thrill from avenging him, and the memories from countless ages ago. Luo Feng, I'm okay now. Barbata looked at him. Thank you. I owe Hu Yangbo a debt of gratitude, and I even paid my respects to him as my teacher before. This is what I should do. Barbata, now can I keep you back into the world ring? Luo Feng asked. In the ring, I can get guidance from the other emperors. I'll do my best to become undying as soon as possible. Barbata nodded. My current strength will only affect you, however I can contact you via my subsidiary AI. With a thought, Luo Feng placed Barbata back into his world ring. With the heart of evolution, Barbata was now similar to the automaton race. It was easy for them to reach Sector Lord, however, reaching undying was extremely hard. Luo Feng gazed at the shivering countless people below kneeling before him. He teleported and left Devil Hand Star. He's gone. The gold-armored god is gone. Too terrifying, the Demon Emperor had no resistance against him whatsoever. I heard that undyings have undying bodies, but he was still killed so easily. With the Demon Emperor dead, we have no need to fear anymore. This star field is now ours, ha ha. The power of Devil Hand Star started to shift immediately. In a distant star field away, countless light years away from humanity's territory, within a normal star. The stars were the most commonly seen heavenly bodies in space. This star, however, was somewhat special, because within, amidst the endless flames, there was a silhouette. This silhouette sat cross-legged within. There really was a warrior that killed me. A hate-filled voice resounded. This silhouette was Devil Hand Emperor Suo Luo Pu. He sat cross-legged, the star's heat not affecting him at all. And he was that strong, yet he still hid his identity. He may very well been sent by that Luo Feng. I had guessed long ago that this day might come. He muttered softly. Back then Luo Feng was extremely exceptional during the genius battles, being absorbed into the virtual universe company. Even from back then, Devil Hand had been observing him. He suspected that Luo Feng had gotten Hu Yangbo's inheritance. When I killed Hu Yangbo back then, I used a soul technique to make sure he would die. Plus he fled too quickly into the dark universe. It was hard to chase him, and because of the treasure, I didn't continue. He had many hiding spots, who knows where he fled to. 50,000 years later, Luo Feng suddenly rose to power. A spirit reader just like him, and he could buy Earth, an aboriginal punk, without any special encounters. How could he afford a planet? And his performance was heavenly during the genius battles. I suspected back then he was linked to Hu Yangbo. However, he had been in the primal chaos city for such a long time, I couldn't do anything against him. Finally, he became a domain lord and returned to the Ganwu universe country, and the ship he used was actually the Yunmo planet ship. This ship confirmed my doubts that he was the disciple of Hu Yangbo. But he was the investigator this time and resided in the primal region of the virtual universe company. If I made a move and was discovered, I would be dead. I could only gamble that Hu Yangbo left no information on who killed him. If he knew what was good for them, he would let them go against an emperor. After all, when he was alive, his disciples were only that weak. How strong could his later disciples be? And he could never predict the future? Looks like my guess was wrong. He left something that told Luo Feng. Luo Feng's status is extremely high. It's very easy for him to engage a super warrior's help, for them to hide their identity and come kill me. He sat cross-legged within the burning star, and his eyes gleamed with ferocity. Luckily, even though I gambled, I didn't place all my bets on one table. I cut part of my god body, of which one part had 40% and another had 60%. God body separation. I left the weaker body to pretend to be seriously injured on Devil Hand Star, awaiting the day. The other, I hid in a distant region, patiently waiting. My plan was to wait 1,000,000 years. If there was no danger after 1,000,000 years, I would show myself again. Ha, luckily I left a way out for myself. I'm not eligible to be revived, but I left a way out. Gold-armored warrior, even though I don't know who you are, I can guarantee that you were sent by Luo Feng. Other than him, there's no one else able to engage such a powerful being. Luo Feng. I may not win against you now, however, I will return. I will definitely return to humanity's territory. Devil Hand howled, his voice rippling throughout the star. God-body separation wasn't something normal warriors had the guts to do. Devil Hand separated his body into 60% and 40%, of which the 60% body had 10% of his perfect conditioned strength. As for the 40% body, it was even weaker. Under such circumstances, the strength drop was simply too much. Another risk was that if one side was soul-controlled, then all of Devil Hand will be controlled. The weaker one was, the easier it was to get controlled. There were two big risks. It wasn't something just anyone could risk. Of course, the only benefit of this was that he would have a chance to survive. The two separated bodies resonated off each other, hence both bodies would never regenerate. Only when one side had fallen would the other gradually recover over long periods of time to its perfect form. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Time passed. The malevolent bug ship flew within the dark universe, maintaining 80 times light speed. Within the control room, a crystal-made dining table had a total of 12 super warriors sitting around it, and Luo Feng was in the main throne. Tomorrow we'll arrive at the secret region. It's been over 2 years, but we've finally arrived. To reaching the destination. Cheers! Luo Feng raised his glass. Congratulations, Master. The 12 warriors all shrank their bodies to human size, raising their glasses. They toasted and celebrated. At this time, Luo Feng still didn't know that he had only killed a portion of Devil Hand over 2 years ago. After all, the chances of that happening was very small. Actually, even if he did know, he had no way to do anything about it. The other portion of Devil Hand was hidden well within a distant region after all. Even so, Luo Feng wasn't afraid. It took trillions of years for him to become a low emperor. With Luo Feng's 12 slaves, they were all either emperor limits or pinnacle soul masters. A normal emperor didn't even have the right to become his slave. As for Qian Chen, Kai Mang, Honed Heart etc., these were all soul masters, and they all had a group of soul slaves under them. Only thing was, they had many normal undyings and officials, and occasionally a normal emperor. They weren't even worthy to show. Universe. Luo Feng lifted his glass, is too huge. By relying on God country teleportation, I reached close to the secret region, yet it's still close to 2 billion light years away. Even at 80 times light speed, it still took over 2 years. Master, the Black Flower region is simply too desolate, none of us have been there. Heavy Arrow smiled. The universe is vast and endless, with countless universe secret regions separated throughout. For those of us that have taken part in the outer region wars, we aren't even considered far from humanity itself. And there are several slaves under you that come from much further. However, there wasn't even one that has been to the Black Flower region. Hence, we have to fly for so long. Fu Shui added. Luo Feng nodded. The great being had placed the third black metal board within Ice Hell Star. It was desolate and dangerous, far from humanity. If he relied only on flying, at 80 times light speed, it would take over 100 years. One could only imagine the distance. Luckily he had a slave that could teleport close, saving most of the travel. And lucky this ship is that fast, faster than even the Yun Mo planet ship. Luo Feng thought. Rumble. A powerful energy ripple shockwaved from outside. It's a robbery. Another one. Heavy Arrow, Fu Shui, Ji Hong and Qian Chen all laughed. Luo Feng laughed too. The dark universe within humanity's territories was considered relatively safe, only very few would try and rob others within. It was mainly because humanity's control was very strong. However, outside of that, in the dark universe, in these desolate areas, it was common to have such incidents within the dark universe. It's some officials and normal undyings. Ji Hong extended his god energy over and swept the enemies, laughing. We are so lonely, Tian Chen said, after flying for over 2 years, even though we encountered a few attempts, no one actually dared to make a move. They are not stupid either. Even though the living ship's level cannot be discerned from the outside, we've maintained a speed of 80 times light speed. Anyone that is able to do that, even most emperors don't have a ship like that. Would they dare? Ji Hong's voice was ear-piercing. He laughed. If you want to be attacked, it's simple. We just have to slow down to 10 times light speed. I guarantee, every day we'll be attacked at least once. Ha ha. Interesting. This has to be approved by the master. The warriors all laughed. Luo Feng laughed too. It took killing many warriors and enslaving many for him to get this ship. It was the fastest of all his ships. The Yunmo planet ship's max speed was 50 times light speed, and this was after modification from the Virtual Universe Company, and it was much harder to upgrade from there onwards. 80 times light speed, however, was unbelievable. No rush, when we get to the secret region, you will get to fight. Luo Feng smiled. The Black Flower secret region's largest diameter was 160,000 light years, and it was considered small amongst the secret regions. The entire level of danger was considered normal as well, as even normal undyings could enter. Other than 6 extremely dangerous areas, it was much less dangerous than many others, only threatening to normal undyings. And these 6 dangerous areas were spots that even knights could fall. Ice Hell Star was one of the 6 spots. Within the secret region, Ice Hell Star was the outermost region. A malevolent armored bug ship appeared within the space. Ice Hell Star, I've arrived. Luo Feng stood in the control room gazing out. He had gone through universe travel straight to the outer regions of Ice Hell Star, even though the Great Being had given him the exact coordinates. However, since it was a huge area, even knights wouldn't be so daring as to rush straight into the core region. Naturally, Luo Feng didn't dare to so either. According to the data, the Black Flower region's danger level is relatively low. However, this Ice Hell Star area is very dangerous. This test from the Great Being truly doesn't care about my survival. Luo Feng thought. As one of the greatest beings of the universe, it wasn't strange that he trained his disciples that way. 6 dangerous regions, these were all stated before. And the secret region is simply too huge. There are still many that haven't been explored. There might even be a 7th. A small secret region could have a diameter of tens of thousands of light years, and a large one could go from millions up to hundreds of millions light years. Not mentioning the super huge ones, just the million light year diameter ones, flying at light speed straight through it alone would take 1,000,000 years. To completely explore the area would require one passing through different areas trillions of times, and such scanning may not even detect its true dangers. How could one detect the dangers flying at light speed? Hence every secret region, warriors hardly went to the unexplored regions, unless they were completely confident. Depart. Luo Feng took the living ships and activated his large and mini scanners, allowing the living ship to head towards Ice Hell Star. He didn't dare teleport, as the entire region had a diameter of only 2.1 light years. Just one teleport could lead him straight into danger. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The living ship flew at sub-light speed for over 3 months. Luo Feng closed his eyes and sat cross-legged within the control room. Warning, warning, attack imminent, attack imminent. The AI reported, power level high official, unable to damage the ship. Luo Feng opened his eyes, his expression changed, not good. Rumble. Rumble. 2 powerful attacks swept past the ship. It only slightly shook, easily withstanding the attacks. Its defense was over 100 times stronger than the Yunmo planet ship, and the entire ship was infused with the special life form Nuo Wei Ka tree. It was a type of plant life form, with low offensive abilities and intellect, simple but with powerful survival abilities. Just like metal ships fusing with metal life forms, a living ship could fuse with special life forms too, allowing it to evolve. This ship had incredibly strong defense and was extremely fast, and it had the ability of regeneration. The only thing was that its offense was weak. Bastard. Luo Feng gritted his teeth after being attacked. Those bunch of bastards. He immediately teleported and flew out of the ship. Silver-armored and winged Luo Feng stood beside the ship and gazed far away. There in the distance he could see a vast green and purple Milky Way stretching through the space. This Milky Way was over 300 million kilometers thick, and over 100 million kilometers deep. Its length stretched on forever. This was the renowned star river of Ice Hell Star. Two bastards. Luo Feng looked about cautiously, after which he looked angrily at the two silhouettes that appeared from the star river. The ship could easily withstand the attacks, however Luo Feng was afraid of the energy ripples, spreading and drawing out the terrifying enemies within Ice Hell Star, the master of the area. Luckily we are still far from Ice Hell Star. He relaxed. Ha ha, human, do you think that we cannot detect you with your scanner jamming the signals? The ripples from flying at sub-light speed are easy for us to detect. However, your ship is not bad, it was able to withstand our attack. Human, why stand there, why don't you come here? Don't you want to make a move? These two warriors had fish tails and were covered in black scales with a layer of green light surrounding them. As they shouted out, Luo Feng easily recognized them as the Etuo race. They were adept in water and this star river was filled with extremely cold droplets of water. This star river's water was known for its coldness and density. Even if an emperor entered it, he would feel extreme cold, reducing his speed to 1%. As long as one used the star river water to make an metal armor. Wearing it would allow one to withstand the cold, and one would be completely at home within the star river, with no resistance. It was obvious that the two warriors which were glowing with a layer of green light had worn the special armors. Ha ha, you afraid? The two warriors mocked, wanting to lure Luo Feng in. They had both stayed in the Star River for tens of thousands of years, and they were clear on the many dangerous areas. As long as Luo Feng rushed in, with their natural proficiency in the armor, plus their knowledge of the area about, they believed they could kill this human. Two scum. Luo Feng's expression grew serious. Two black balls appeared in his left palm. Go! They swiftly formed two beams of light, rushing towards the Star River. These balls were sealed stars, and every one of them was incredibly heavy, much heavier than stars. No matter how high the density of the Star River water, how could it compare to the sealed stars? The force had little effect on the balls. As for the cold, it was completely useless. Flee! The two Etuo warriors quickly rushed into the Star River, however the two black balls were incredibly fast. His undying energy isn't weakened by the Star River at all. They couldn't believe as they fled, fighting hard to defend against the balls. Spirit energy piercing into the Star River would be weakened by 1,000 times. Luckily I have the General Soul, otherwise just relying on Sector Lord World energy, it would probably be destroyed by the Star River. Luo Feng's spirit energy was decreased by 1,000 times. Even so, with the ability to suppress Emperor limits, dealing with these two officials was easy enough. So heavy. The two Etuo warriors could only feel the unbelievable force from the two black balls, knocking away their weapons and piercing their bodies. The balls pierced right through their chests. The Famo poison on the balls instantly began to madly corrode their bodies. Their eyes revealed shock and fear as they crumbled completely. They had spent too much time in the Star River. They didn't even fear emperors. However, they didn't expect to fall today. Luo Feng used his spirit energy to guide the black balls and treasures from the two officials back to him. Two arrogant punks. Luo Feng shook his head. He had ample preparation before coming, and he understood every bit of the special areas of Ice Hell Star. The Star River was vast and within its depths there were some dangerous areas. The terrifying beings of Ice Hell Star were even more adept at the cold and the water. Luo Feng had never once thought of entering. The two of them were right in hiding in the water. Using their understanding of it and its specialties, plus their speed, even emperors couldn't deal with them. Luo Feng shook his head. If they knew of Blade River Emperor's name, it would have been another story. It was a pity the news had spread rampantly throughout the virtual universe network. Other than that, only the automaton race managed to get little information on him, much less the other pinnacle races. Even the demon race and bug race couldn't even complete their long-distance transmissions. As for these little races like the Etor, who lived far from everyone else, how could they know what happened in the outer region wars? Flying too fast in the universe ship creates space ripples. Teleporting will create special space ripples, allowing those proficient in it to detect. Luo Feng frowned in space. I'll just fly myself. The larger the frame, the more commotion there'll be. My body will definitely have less commotion than a living ship. Using the Shouwu wings to control space, I'll be extremely fast, and the effect on the space would be minimized. And I can fly slower. He kept the living ship and began to fly, accelerating gradually to 100,000 kilometers per second. With the Shouwu wings, the energy flow was much smoother. The mini scanner completely covered him. Asterisk 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 asterisk. He carefully proceeded. Whether it was because of the great being or the information he had found on the place before, he didn't dare get careless. As he got deeper, he discovered the many special things about the region. The outermost Star River. Along the way, there were frozen corpses floating casually around the 10,000 mausoleum. As one went even deeper inside, they could locate the dangerous Star Belt. Star Belt. He stood in space. Beside him ice mountains floated. Ahead was a colorful water flow, almost like a belt that revolved about the core area of Ice Hell Star. The water gave off terrifying cold energies. Luo Feng was that far away and yet he could still feel it. He knew that that wasn't water, but peculiar frozen little crystals, forming a landslide-like river flow. It was the second dangerous region of Ice Hell Star. As for the most dangerous, it was the core area's vast region, with the many frozen planets. With a glance, Luo Feng could easily see 100 of them. Ice Hell Stars. Luo Feng thought. This video will end here.